Must have been about 25 years, 30 years ago.
Technology has changed the industry so
Okay.
much too, and I think technology just within the last 10 years have changed this industry. It's amazing what it's become.
Well, the computer, right?
The computer and what computers do to vehicles now. It's totally different. One of the things I think you should look for in a vehicle when you're looking for a vehicle, make sure it fits your needs, your everyday needs, your budget. Make sure it fits your needs, what you're looking for in an automobile.
Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Absolutely.
Is it easy to finance a used car?
Oh, absolutely. When you have a finance genius like myself working for you, yes. I wear many hats over there.
Yeah, you do the financing, huh?
Yes. Sell, finance,
Well,
detail.
I notice that GM runs ads all the time. 0%.
They've got that out there on some vehicles, yes. And when you can get that, why miss it? Somebody's giving you free money. Use it.
Yeah, well, is that money applicable to a used car or just
Unfortunately, no, sir.
Just a new
Just
car?
brand new cars, yes.
What's a new Chevy cost now?
$23,000.
$23,000.
Yeah.
Is that the Cruise or whatever?
That would be the Cruise.
That's a cheap one, right?
Very nice
You know,
vehicle,
I see.
too. I would prefer to call it inexpensive.
You don't
Yes.
have cheap cars.
No cheap cars. Budget cars.
Prudently priced cars.
Yes.
Something like that. Budget price. All right, so a used car, though, you could pick up one a couple of years old for quite a bit less, right?
Absolutely.
And it still runs all right.
Absolutely.
How many miles should you have on a used car?
You know, that's tough to say. How old the car is, what kind of miles were on the car, how it was used. You know, you get a younger car with 70, 80,000 miles, you know it's highway miles, and it was probably maintained and taken care of properly. We like to stay under that 100,000 mile area.
And most cars kind of start to break down. If you're handy, you can maintain a car, but
if you're
not,
handy, but with modern technology,
Yeah.
again, very, very difficult.
you got to get that little computer. You know, there's a cheap computer available, I noticed, that you could read. It's a little tiny gadget, and you can read the computer on your car with it. It costs costs very little.
But then you need to know what to do with that information, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing now. They put it on the computer, and they can read and find out what the compression and all kinds of other things, right?
Right.
And there's another company I've noticed that will insure you for quite a bit less. But you have to put a gadget on your car for a month, and it'll record your stops, your starts, your you know, how you drive, so forth.
Your driving habits,
Yeah,
yes.
and I've got my car has a menu on it, and I can tell actually it'll tell you all kinds of things, but it tells you pressure on your tires. It tells you. Well, this is a car that's fairly new. I mean, you could, if you bought a car 2 years old, it would probably have these.
Yes,
things
it would,
on
absolutely.
And it tells your miles per gallon, and also tells your average mileage. You know, I got to tell you, my average mileage is 28 miles an hour.
That's strong. That's very good. Very good.
I mean, that's per mile. That's my average speed, I guess.
Oh, really?
My average speed, 28
miles.
per hour. So
It's a little aggressive for you, though, isn't it?
Shows you're just a little old lady, you know.
I've been behind you on Sundays. I know you are.
I drive very slowly and cautiously, and my kids, of course, they take the car out, and it's a hot little job, you know. I say, slow down. I don't want to. I never take it over 60. I don't want to strain this guy. It's got to last me the rest of my life.
That could be a while.
Well,
we hope.
When I'm 73, I don't have that much life left. My expectations, according to the book, for somebody who's 73 is you make it to 81 if you're lucky.
My expectations are not good either.
Well, you got to lose some of that stuff there, you know.
The TV does add 20 pounds, does it not?
No, it
Camera
cuts you down.
Did it add any hair? No.
Well, Randy is a brilliant and very experienced photographer. He has no hair there either. But he's careful to not scalp you. You know, an amateur as a photographer or somebody doing the camera usually has your head up about here. You know,
right?
He knows. Yeah, he knows not to scalp us. Well, now, so Steve, you found the car. Now, what do? I found Jones up the street. He has a 19 or a 19. That reminds me of you know, Bubba dies, and the wife goes down to paper and says, I want an obituary. And he says, sure, go ahead. He says, Bubba died. And he says, well, don't you want any more? You got 7 words. Thinks of it and says, Bubba died, 1985 Chevy pickup for sale.
That's funny.
All right, so at any rate, you got this car, so say, all right, it's a 2010. That's 2 years old now.
Yes.
When you buy the 2010, you go to a guy and say, I want the car. Now what do you do?
I wish it was that easy.
There's a lot of, well, first of all, you ask him for a guarantee? Would he?
Well, if it's 2010, depending on the miles, is going to have warranty with it. Probably left over from the factory, which comes 336 bumper to bumper. Depending on the manufacturer itself, going to have powertrain warranty left too, and most of those vehicles will still have that warranty.
What's a powertrain?
Engine, transmission, major components like that.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
So if you go to a dealer, you get a warranty guarantee.
Yes, sir.
But if you go to somebody who's a non-dealer, you have to more or less trust them. And
Well,
you have to take it to your mechanic, that's all.
yes,
take it
you
over to
do.
your mechanic, have him look it over.
They are mechanical devices. They are going to break, unfortunately, and you could buy a vehicle from a Joe on a corner. Does it fit your budget? Is it what you need? But yes, it's your vehicle. Once you drive off, it's yours. If something happens, you can't knock on Joe's door and say, hey, that car broke, help me out. Joe's not going to help you.
Bottom just
I'll
fell
help
out
you.
of it.
Joe's not going to help you.
I had a Volkswagen one time, and I had it at dealers. I drove around the corner, and the ass end fell off it. Actually, what happened was the connecting rod, some sort of rod just fell off, and it was rolling down the street. I called him and said, get over here. We got a couple of calls. You want to take a call?
Absolutely.
Hey, good morning, caller. Thank you for waiting.
Good morning. Before I ask the guest a question, I would like to take this opportunity to say that although Mrs. Bishop of Center Stage could not this year have quite the program they usually have due to the passing of her husband, who did much of the lighting and audio and so forth for her program, she has continued with the dance thing and had nice programs for the parents individually by class, and they're closing for the summer, and I just want to thank her for what she does for the community.
This is Mrs. Bishop's sister. She calls in all the time, you know.
What's Mrs. Bishop's sister's name?
This is not Mrs. Bishop's sister.
Oh, okay.
This is a person who has children in her classes who have grown and learned a lot from them, and I just think she's a wonderful addition to
Well,
our
now, you did
community.
not mention the fact, I'm an avid reader of obituaries, just to make sure I'm not in there. Her husband has passed away,
Yes,
and it's sad, but that's the way it is. Ron Bishop was quite a guy.
yes, he was.
And so at any rate, things are still going along strong there.
Yes,
Now,
and I appreciate what she does for our community. Anyways, my question is,
yeah, here's a question.
yes, I have on this wonderful, beautiful, sunshiny, cool day, can we appreciate it? Yes. Okay, I have been told over the years, and there's quite a few years to have been told things here, that if you buy the difference between buying brand new cars and used cars is that if I should buy a brand new car and pay approximately the full price, or as low as I can dicker it to, and I drive that car around the block, I have probably lost 1/10 of what the car was sold.
How about a quarter?
Well, I had heard 1/10.
Yeah,
Just
more
by
than that.
driving it around the block, and then of
Right.
course as it goes on, it will depreciate in value. But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
is that approximately true?
That is true.
Then why would it not be advisable just to buy a year-old car and probably not have to lose a quarter of the value, etc.?
Well, that's one of the things I advise on a daily basis. Let somebody else take that depreciation. Buy a used car that has some warranty on it, that is reliable, that has been serviced, and let the original owner take the depreciation on it.
My husband and
You
I
should be rewarded for that.
My husband and I bought one new car in our whole life and discovered that for the difference in the payments I had to make and the length of the payments I had to make, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and trusting my dealer that I buy used cars from and buying a car that was approximately 3 years old, I could save oodles and oodles and oodles of money.
Absolutely.
And so that's what we did, and I still do that, actually. So, okay, that was my
Well,
question.
thank you for
Very
the
good
call.
question. Thank
So
you.
send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, caller, and I'll send you $5 off over at the wonderful little restaurant at the foot of the hill in Mayville called the Lakeview.
I'll be sure and do that,
And
because that is a wonderful little restaurant.
And they have a companion restaurant next door.
Yes, yes.
Valentino's.
Can I give her an oil change?
Yeah, sure. We have right now, we have a deal going. We're going to have a oil change, 3 of them given away during this program.
And you're number 1.
And you
Whoa.
are number 1. Now, what you have
Okay.
to do to get the oil change?
Just give me a call later when I'm at the dealership. What's your first name, dear?
Vicki.
Vicki? Yeah, give me a call at the dealership when I get there. And I'll be there about 10:30, and I'll set you up with a certificate for an oil change.
The number is, incidentally, 326-3111.
That is correct.
3111?
Yep.
I'm glad
I
you
think I
plugged
can
that
remember
for me.
that without even writing it
And you
down.
get a free oil change right in Westfield, right?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Thank you.
See, it pays to call in.
Absolutely.
Sure does.
And
Thank
you get a $5 gift certificates over for the for Valentina's and the Lakeview.
Thank you.
How
Thank
can
you.
go
Great
wrong?
day.
Callers keep coming. If we don't get a caller, we're kind of running into the program here. And remember, a lot of our people watch it later. But
Right.
if we don't get a caller, what I will do is hold those in abeyance. And the next week, if they call in, we'll give
Absolutely.
the first caller a gift certificate from you.
Absolutely.
All right. Any other callers interested, though, there you go. Free oil change. That's worth about $25, $30, right?
Now it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till next year what they might be. Who knows? Scary, isn't it?
It's watch the price of oil dropping. Maybe it'll be cheaper.
I don't think that's
You
good.
don't think so? Huh? Okay. We're sitting here with a used car salesman and a new car salesman too, over at Schultz in Westfield. But there's Schultz's all over the county. They have all kinds of cars.
Yes,
and,
we do.
His name is Newark, SteveNewark, like the New York, New Jersey, right?
That is correct.
And if you ever want to talk to him furthermore or collect your oil change, there you go. One of the things I wanted to ask about is this warranty. Now,
Yes, sir.
what is a warranty? It says, you say, bumper to bumper or the powertrain and all this stuff. We'll get into that in a minute, though,
Not a
because
problem.
I still want to take that last call we got going right now.
Not a problem.
Good morning, caller. Thank you for waiting.
Good morning, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. What's up?
I was wondering if your guest would be able to explain the lemon law to me, please.
Okay, madam. There you go. The lemon law.
Tough one. What would you like to know about the lemon law? Specifically.
I think you just hung up.
Really?
Well, he wants to know about the lemon. What's it mean?
I wish I had the form with me. There's a New York State lemon law. What it does is protect the buyer and also protects the dealership too. We're equal partners in this. The lemon law dictates that when you buy a used automobile, if it has within 36,000 miles on it, no matter what the age, that a dealer is responsible for certain things to take care of on the automobile if they break. If it has between 36 and I think it was 80,000 miles, it's only warranted for, New York State dictates, I believe, 3 months and 3,000 miles. If it's over 100, the dealer is not responsible
For anything.
anything. It's buyer beware kind of. Now, a dealership is going to be there for you to try to help you through the
Sure,
process,
right.
absolutely.
Well, they'll hold your hand.
Yes. It's all about servicing the customer, taking care of the customer, building a relationship with the customer. And the
Okay.
last thing you want to tell a customer is, hey, you're on your own, see ya. It doesn't work. Not in today's age.
Yeah, especially when they can sue you for everything and anything.
Exactly.
You know, you give me a dirty look.
My attorney's calling you.
Caller, apparently you were disconnected, but I want to remind you that you've just earned a free oil change. Just call to Steve, and he'll take care of you.
About
The number
10:30.
is 326-3111. Okay, caller, you're on.
Hey, how's it going? I'm a customer of Steve's here.
Okay, great.
Hey, yeah, I love Mr. Newark. Steve, do you remember me? Steve, it's Mike Custard.
Mike Custard?
Mike
No,
Custard.